to Compass and Clock. I'm your host, Mary Copeland. This infotainment podcast explores how to live your best life now and well into retirement. We'll discuss topics in financial planning, housing, and insurance. We'll talk wellness, relationships, and leisure activities. A full, active life requires planning for your goals and preparing for the unexpected. I'll introduce you to a variety of guests, from knowledgeable experts to folks sharing stories of their life experiences and so much more, because life is big. All is intended to help guide you in planning for what you need now and at any age. Like and subscribe so you don't miss a thing. Today, my guest is Julie Ecker. Julie is the Family Resource Manager at Habitat for Humanity, located in Clallam County. For the last 2 decades, Julie has worked with the community at large in need of various services as it pertains to children and families, and how to provide helpful resources and tools for all. Today, Julie and I are going to talk about the multitude of services and resources that Habitat for Humanity provides for their community. Julie, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Mary. What a great service you provide to the community.
Oh, ditto for Habitat for Humanity.
Thank you.
So let's not keep it a secret anymore.
Okay.
In a nutshell, why don't you tell us what Habitat for Humanity is, and also, are they a nonprofit?
Yeah, so Habitat for Humanity is certainly a nonprofit. The vision of Habitat is a world where everyone has a decent place to live, which would be lovely, wouldn't it? Mm-hmm. Our mission is seeking to put God's love into action. So in a nutshell, Habitat provides safe, decent, affordable homes for low-income families and individuals. We, as you know, are at an all-time high for housing issues here and everywhere else. Habitat serves households that have problems such as overcrowding. They're living in substandard conditions. They are paying more than 30% of their monthly income towards housing. And, you know, that leads to stress and depression and potentially homelessness. So our local affiliate here was incorporated in 1991. It was run all by volunteers. That has now changed. It started in Sequim, and it was called Dungeness Valley Habitat for Humanity. And then in 2006, we came to Port Angeles and became the Habitat for Humanity of Clallam County that we work under today.
I know that you provide a lot of services. You know, you started talking to us about housing. So yeah, why don't you tell us about some of the programs and services you provide, and also, when you're describing them, are these just for this region, or are a lot of the ones that you're talking about offered at the other Habitat for Humanities around the country?
Yeah, that's actually a great question, because we get questions all the time. Is everybody connected? Do you all have the same programs? And we don't. So Habitat has an international organization, and their headquarters are in Atlanta, Georgia. And then community level Habitat offices act in partnership with the international office, and we are all referred to as affiliates. So each affiliate is independently run and slightly different depending on, you know, we provide programming based on the needs in each of our communities, which is great to have that flexibility. So there are 50 affiliates in the US and 70 outside of the US. So that's pretty neat. We have a plethora of programs here. Our executive director, Colleen Robinson, is a big picture thinker, and she throws out all these great ideas, and we scramble and put them together and see if they'll work. So we are home builders. We actually have built 34 homes in the community and are working on our 2 more under construction now. We have a repair program and an aging in place program that is going to be starting soon, and I'll talk more about that later. We currently have workforce training. It is our 3rd year for that. It started in 2019. we partnered with an incredible community partner, Heart and Eagles, as well as Peninsula College, and people were able to sign up and go to our house building sites and work on site for that practical knowledge. And then they can take those skills out and get jobs. It's tweaked every year. Of course, COVID, Peninsula College had to be out the second year, so we went ahead and continued the program. Last year we had 4 students, and this year, oh gosh, we have like 12. And it's really fun because younger people are signing up, and older people, my age people, are signing up too. So it's a neat program. We have community service through volunteerism, lots of opportunities to volunteer. Once COVID restrictions are up, we will be back taking lots of volunteers, but they can work on the build site as well as in our stores. We provide educational opportunities for our home partners that are going to be homeowners. They get an education in financial, how to be good financial stewards for themselves and the community, as well as home maintenance classes. We employ AmeriCorps. I don't know if you know about AmeriCorps, but they're much like a domestic Peace Corps. And AmeriCorps is a national service program. Most of the volunteers work at each job that they get for about a year, and then in return they receive housing and a small living stipend. They bring insight, and it's mutually beneficial relationship typically. And they also can get assistance for school after they've completed their hours. We're retail business. We have 2 stores in Clallam County. One is in Port Angeles. It's a larger store. It has furniture and household goods and building materials. We have a store that we opened in Sequim, gosh, I think 3 years ago now, and it's more of a boutique. It gets some of our nicer pieces that people donate to us. If you haven't been, please go. They're beautiful stores. We also partner with Habitat International with their caravan program, which is really neat. It is a volunteer program that invites anyone who travels through the use of recreational vehicles to add to their vacation some work time at a build site. So it's all over North America, and you can sign up for it. I have a website that I will share with you, Mary, and you can attach it to the program information. And we've worked with caravanners. It's a really neat thing. They've made friends with us. They make friends with each other. They plan trips together to go to different states and work on different build sites. It's really neat.
For the stores, I've been into both the Port Angeles and the Sequim store. Are all the items in the stores 100% donations?
100% donations. Yep.
Wow, that's phenomenal.
It's phenomenal, and the quality of merchandise people donate to us is amazing. We're very fortunate.
So let's talk a little bit about the home buyer program and how it works, because I think there's a little bit of a misconception. So can you tell us a little bit about that program?
Yeah, we here at Habitat love the saying, it's a hand up, not a handout. I think many people think Habitat homes are given to people. They certainly are not. People have to be willing to partner with Habitat. So they actually put many, many hours, 250 hours towards building their home, as well as educational classes and doing events with us pre-COVID. We were able to do lots of events, and of course, put on hold for now. So each adult 18 and older is required, that's going to live in the house, is required to put in 250 hours. They pay a mortgage. They get a mortgage through typically USDA, and they do have to come with a down payment as well. It's only $600, which is what makes it affordable, but they pay a mortgage. And I already talked about the need that people, not anyone can apply. You have to fit within the criteria that we have on our website. So that is certainly a big misconception. One of the other misconceptions is we were just talking about our retail stores. Sometimes people think you have to be a Habitat homeowner to shop at our stores. Open to the general public. Anyone can shop. Because our homes are built by volunteers, I think there can be some thoughts that it's substandard building, but we are held to all the regulations and zoning and requirements of any home build. We have an amazing construction manager. His name is Paul Arndt. He also, in his previous life, was a teacher, so he's a perfect combination of builder teacher for our volunteers, because you don't need any previous experience if you want to come out and build with us. So in fact, one of our recent homes had to have a home inspection done, and the inspector was thrilled with the quality of work that the home was built. Also, Jimmy Carter was not the founder of Habitat. He is an amazing volunteer, but he was not our founder.
That's a cute tip.
Yeah.
I have a question. When you were talking about the home buyer program and building, what is the criteria? I know you said it's on your website, but can you?
Yeah, so the criteria is you have to be low income, and low income is 30 to 80% of our county's median annual income. And then it breaks it down how many family members as well, a low and a high of that 30 to 80%. You do need to live in Clallam County. Note, you could have moved here yesterday and apply for a housing. You have to have a need, so substandard living, overcrowded conditions, temporary conditions, or your rent burden, so you're over 30% of your monthly income is going towards housing. And then you have to be able to partner with Habitat in building and doing classes. So of course we are not going to, if you're disabled or elderly and cannot work on the work site, we will figure it out.
And when you build these houses, are they built in a community, like in a development, and one house goes up at a time, or a couple might be going up at a time, or are the houses built just different places around Clallam County?
Yeah, well, I have many answers for that. So we have houses in Forks, Sequim, Port Angeles. We are currently building, it really is how we procure land. So currently we're building in Port Angeles it's called Maloney Heights area. It's off of West 16th Street. And that land was donated to us. So we are putting 14 houses up there. And we are almost done. We'll be done next year in that development, which is pretty exciting. And then we do have 2 houses. We have 2 lots in Sequim that we will build on after that. If you're out there and you would like to donate land to Habitat, we're in need.
So for the most part, when you build a home or homes, you procure land, whether it was donated or you purchased it.
Yes.
And it's with the mindset that at least one, if not more, houses are going on that property based on the size of it.
Correct. And based on the zoning. We would love, one of our goals is to do multi-family housing, a little 4-plex. That would be lovely. We have such a need for single individuals out there who just need 900 square feet for a stable home.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to throw you another question on the home buyer program. And when you secure a piece of land, obviously the infrastructure needs to be put in place, the water and drainage, all of that underneath the ground, so who takes care of all of that, and the electricity coming and the cable and?
Yeah. Well, for Maloney Heights, we had to do all the infrastructure. Again, we were given the land, so we were able to pay for some of that. We get grants. Our executive director, again, is wonderful at getting grant money for us. A lot of people can be very giving and generous, and will get donations that help towards those expenses.
So
But we love when we get land that has all that already.
yeah, that would be great, right? But
Yeah.
if it doesn't have that, then are the folks that are in the
No.
home buyer program helping put in
No.
that? So the profession,
No, that hasn't been the case.
it would come
So,
more from like the power company or the water company.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's a bigger picture job and we choose our home partners as we go along. So in fact, in August of this year, we'll be opening up the home buyer application process again, and we'll be looking for 2 new home partners. So as we get ready to start building, we choose our home partners.
Gotcha. So we were talking about the home buyer program, but I know there's also a home repair program.
Yes.
So how is that different from the home buyer program?
Yeah, it very similar in terms of qualifications. It basically is exactly the same in terms of qualifications. We have older homes out there in this community, and we want to preserve them so that people can stay in their homes. Some of our home repairs include exterior painting, cleaning up landscape, overgrown bush areas, minor repairs, and we work towards neighborhood revitalization, which is a neighborhood-based program where a whole group of neighbors come together and revitalize their neighborhood with our help, with their agenda at the driving top. Our people that we choose for our repair programs have to partner with us again, do some kind of sweat equity, whatever that looks like for them and they're capable of doing, and volunteers are used. It's what makes it affordable, what we do. Everything is under the observation and guidance of our construction manager, and our volunteers come in and help do the repairs, and sometimes the materials are donated, so it holds down the cost. Those home repair, if needed, will get a affordable long-term loan through Habitat with no interest, and we're working with 2 families currently, and it feels good. I love the service that we provide on that, because we're touching so many more residents than the number of houses we can build.
And the home repair program, the ultimate goal is safety. Let's make sure that people can continue to live in their residence, their home, safely. So if somebody has a leak in their roof or a step that has broken on the front porch, or a slat in the deck, or whatever the case may be, those are the types of repairs that you help with.
And full disclosure, we are currently not doing roofing or roofing repairs. We are working towards that. It's hard because we are volunteer based. We don't necessarily want to put our volunteers on roofs, and they do have a tendency to be older people that work with us in volunteering. So not that older people aren't capable of getting on roofs, but it is a liability issue, and so we're working on that. Gotcha. Because that's often the need.
Yeah, you want to keep the 2 feet on the ground at the moment, so.
Yes.
So now I hear that there are some new developments also being added to the home repair program, and one of them is called Aging in Place.
Yeah.
So talk to us a little bit about this new venture.
Yeah, I love it. I'm very excited about it. In fact, we're working with our AmeriCorps right now. We brought somebody in, young woman whose name is Bree, and she's working with me in creating this program. And we have learned so much. I actually just recently got certified. It's called CAPS certification, and it's certified aging in place. So
Specialist.
yeah, it was very enlightening information. So, we have our baby boomers aging, and they want to stay in their homes. And, we at Habitat understand the value for and the impact growing old in your home, in your community that you're familiar with, has on individuals as well as in a community. So there are a lot of inadequacies in those homes right now for seniors. And so we go in and do we will, once the program's up and running, we'll go in and do an evaluation. Right now, the impact will be things like grab bars and evaluating flooring, no slip flooring, better lighting situation, improve
ramps maybe, or entrance
ramps. We have, we don't like to duplicate services. So there are a couple agencies in town who do ramps free. So we do partner with them. We get in contact with them and they go out and do the ramps. The Lions Club, for instance, just did one for us on our home that we did.
Bluebell one of those also?
Yes, I'm not sure they're doing it right now, but yes, they are one of the organizations who do that. Our goal is to help improve the quality of homes so that those living them can flourish. The big long-term goal is to make it more of a holistic program where we partner with other people, other community agencies, and look at the big picture. We go in and look at their housing and do some improvements so they can be safe in their house. And then we also want to partner with agencies that look at housing, food and medical and transportation, and make sure that person is getting all the resources that they need to be healthy and safe.
Yeah, nutrition's a big one.
It is. And we have lots of programs out there and people just don't know about them.
I know OLICAP helps with meals, and during the pandemic right now, it used to be, I want to say, that meals were served at the Port Angeles Senior Center, but now they're being delivered through there.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. And
OLICAP also has a weatherization program so we don't do windows and certain weatherization things because OLICAP does. OLICAP also has a home repair loan program that I just learned about. So that's really nice to know. USDA does too, but it's a little trickier sometimes.
There's a lot of services out there in the community that really do need more conversations being had about them, which is why we are having this talk today. So people know about everything that Habitat for Humanity has to offer.
Yeah, I'm really glad.
Yeah. So for the Aging in Place, before we wrap up, for the Aging in Place venture that you're going to launch, when do you see that starting approximately?
That's a great question. Probably in the next 2 months. It's going to be soon.
So it'll be
certainly more sooner than later.
2021 for sure.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And in the Aging in Place program, do you partner with any occupational therapists? So
that is.
Yeah, because they will go in. So you'll go in and assess the home, but an occupational therapist will assess how the resident occupies their time in the home. So when they're in the kitchen, where do they keep their dishes and glasses? Are they reaching up high to get their glasses and they need to be lowered a shelf? How do they use their bathroom, etc.? And I'm assuming with the grab bars that you're going to install, those are definitely need to support the weight of folks. So
yes, and widening doorways if accommodation for wheelchairs are Sari. Yeah, it's called Activities of Daily Living that the OTs look at. And yes, that is our next efforts to contact OTs in the community and create partnerships with them. Also, in learning about this, we have some habitats and looking at that holistic approach that work with social services individuals too, that go in and ask more comprehensively about the bigger picture of their needs. So the angle is really big, and we're a perfect community, it seems like, for that. We certainly have plenty of retired age people here and aging homes, so it's a good needed program here.
Yeah. Well, by 2030, so that's in 9 years, all the baby boomers would have turned 65.
Yep.
I'm one of them. And that will make up 20% of the US population.
Wow.
That's a big number. I call it a silver tsunami.
Ah,
yeah.
I like that. Yes, it is a big number, and we need to, the word of COVID is pivot. We need to pivot to accommodate those needs. And I'm really excited about this program.
Well, our listeners, they should be looking to see what's available in their community, because you could be listening to this podcast right now from near or far.
Yeah.
Google Habitat for Humanity, see if there's one nearby you. Make sure that you're looking up nutrition programs. Make sure you're looking up your area on aging agencies. There is a plethora of services provided out there for the community so that folks can thrive in place and continue to live where their heart is, which is at home.
Yeah, and AARP has wonderful resources as well.
Yeah, I get the AARP daily newsletter across my email every day, maybe twice a day, and so much great info.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Yeah. Well, Julie, thank you today for educating myself and our listeners on all that Habitat for Humanity provides. I honestly don't think everyone is aware of all that you do. So kindly tell our listeners the website to learn about Habitat for Humanity. Where should they go?
They should go to habitacclallam.org.
So let's spell that, please.
Oh, sure. habitacclallam.org. Did I do it right?
Yes, you did. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, listeners. And we'll see you next week, or I guess you'll hear us next week. Have a great day.
Thank you, Mary.